airplane with a firearm. For most airlines, yes, you can fly with your firearm, but it has to be in checked luggage. So another thing, I'm not an attorney, obviously, so my suggestion to you is also check with your state and the state that you're traveling to make sure that you have reciprocity there and that you can actually bring a firearm into that state. Some places you can't have a firearm, such as New York City and DC and other places. So make sure that you check the laws before you go. So just going to show you what I do. So the rule is the firearm has to be unloaded when you go to declare it to TSA. So I need to go ahead and get my other box. Give me 1 sec. I'll grab that here. So this is my TSA approved lock box that I use when I travel. And you see here it's a key lock. You can use key lock, padlock, or combination lock. They don't really care as long as it's able to be locked. So like my Glock box does not lock, so I can't use this. So I'll take my firearm out as if I'm traveling. And let's say I'm bringing, a few magazines or whatever with me and my ammo. So when I travel, key things are my gun has to be empty. So no magazine, and obviously the chamber is also empty. So no magazine, chamber empty, slide locked open. My magazines must have no ammunition in them, so the magazines need to be empty. All of my ammunition is in the original box that I bought it in. Or if you're a reloader or whatever, you can have it in your reload box, but it can't be in here with the gun. So I take my gun, I take my empty magazines, I go ahead and stick those in my lock box. And I set those there, leave the slide open, and boom. So this is okay. I close that up, and hypothetically, I locked it. My ammunition goes in my checked luggage, not in the box with the gun. It goes in my checked luggage. So imagine I got a imaginary suitcase right here. So all of this is in my checked luggage, except this is not, the ammo is not in the box with the gun locked up. So when I get to, the first place I go is to check in. Don't go to TSA. So when you get to the airport, first thing I do is I go to check in at American Airlines or Delta or whatever. And I get to the counter. I have this inside of my checked luggage as well as this. And then I just let the airline know that, yes, I have a unloaded firearm that I like to declare. So they'll do it two ways. The airline will either bring out a special airline person that handles firearms, or they'll get an officer, a police officer, to come over and inspect the firearm. Don't want to do anything stupid. Do as you're told. So when you tell them that you have an unloaded firearm to declare, that's it. Leave the gun where it is. Don't be the idiot that goes and tries to pull it out before you've been instructed to do so. Because doing shit like that, you can end up getting shot. So wait until you're instructed. So I just sit there and say, cool. They'll come back with the officer or the special, airline person that handles firearms. And then they'll instruct me to say, okay, sir, thanks for telling me. You can go ahead and open the case now. And then at that time is when I set my checked luggage bag up there. I'll pull this out, and then I'll sit there, and then they'll tell me, they'll order me. They'll say, sir, now you can open up your locked box, and we're going to verify the firearm's unloaded. And then I'll say, okay, I'll go ahead and open it up for them. Not TSA, but the special airline person or the officer will take a look at my firearm. They'll make sure that, there's no magazine in there. The slide's locked open. The chamber's empty. And my 2 magazines in there are also empty. No ammunition inside of the magazines. And then they'll say, thanks for showing me that, sir. You can go ahead and close your, and where's your ammunition at? I'll let them know that my ammo's right here in my checked luggage as well, but it's not in here with it. They'll say, okay, sir, you can go ahead and close your box now. I'll close it up. And then they'll say, go ahead and lock it back for me. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped a step. before they tell me to close it, the person handling the firearm will write usually on a red piece of paper that says that yes, they verified that they checked my firearm, they verified that it is unloaded and it's safe for transport. They'll take that piece of paper, they'll sign their name on it, and they'll stick that inside of here with the firearm. And then they'll say, okay, now you can close it up. So I'll close it up and lock it. And I'll lock it with my key. They'll take another piece of paper that looks very similar to that, that's usually tamper-proof sticker. They'll write the same thing on there. They declare that this gun is unloaded, it's safe for transport. And then they'll tape that on the outside of the box here. Like I said, it's like tamper-proof. So it's usually like bright red so that, you know, everyone handling that case knows exactly what's in there, unfortunately. So that goes there. My ammo goes in my checked luggage. And then the airline takes all this with them. And then usually, you know, I have to obviously pay a fee for my checked luggage, but they take this with them in the back. So by the time I get up and go to TSA to be screened, my gun is already in my checked luggage. My gun, my ammunition, everything. I have nothing in my pockets for TSA to red flag me. I got my driver's license, my passport, and really that's about it, my boarding pass. So by the time you get to TSA, you should not have your gun on you. You shouldn't have any ammo on you, no magazines, none of that shit. All that shit should be back in your checked luggage with the airline when you first checked in. If you get to TSA and you have that stuff still on you, you've jacked up. You know, if you happen to remember why you're in line, you know, just let them know that you need to get out of line. If they wonder, know why you're moving suspiciously, just let them know that, you know, you're a dumbass. You forgot to check something in checked luggage. You need to go back and check that. And then just go back and check it. But don't go through TSA with this stuff. You go through TSA with this, that's felony. Federal felony. So check this in, and, you know, I've never had any issues. I've flown a lot of different places like Florida and Texas and stuff like that, and Virginia. Zero issues. The only thing that changed when I used to get off the airplane to go pick my luggage up in baggage claim, it used to just be on turnstiles with everybody else's luggage. I guess after the terrorist attack that happened in the baggage claim area, I don't know if everybody's know what I'm talking about. Guy retrieved, I think he retrieved his bag and he shot a couple people in a baggage claim. I think it might have been in Florida. But anyway, that happened. So the last time I flew to VA, instead of my luggage being in the normal turnstile with everybody's, it wasn't there. So I was worried someone stole my suitcase. When I went up and talked to the airline, they said, as a precaution from here forward, we're going to start keeping luggage up here with us. So they had my luggage up with the airline where I checked in at. Well, where I would have checked in at if I was checking in at my destination. But they had me show them my ID, and they also asked me for my concealed carry permit, because I guess they saw a holster or whatever in there. So I showed them both my Ohio CCW license and then my driver's license, and they said okay. Then they gave me my baggage, and I obviously had my firearm in it. And then, you know, I'm cool to go after that. Go ahead, leave the airport, get my rental car, and when I get in the car, and, you know, free to go. And I do the same thing when I need to fly back to my home state of Ohio. Like I said, I've never had any issues because I stick to the script. This is what I do every single time. Nothing changes, and I've never had any issues. Like I said, just check your laws. So know that you can't carry in every state. You can't even own a firearm in every state. So you need to check before you fly into very commie states like New Jersey or DC or NYC. Can you even bring a firearm there? Or can you even have connecting flights there where you have a firearm? I try to stay away from places like that. I like flying to places that give me reciprocity so that there's not a big issue when I'm going to those places. So other than that, like I said, I've never had any issues. Just, you know, travel safe. And like I said, check your laws. And also, it's a good thing to go on the site for the actual airline. So if you're flying American Air or Delta, it's good to go on there and refresh yourself with their firearms policies as far as, you know, transporting firearms and different things, and transporting knives. Obviously, you can't bring like pepper spray with you. They'll dispose of it because it's a liquid. But other than that, like I said, I had no issues. And ride or die gun training, safe travels, and stay safe at your destination as well. Always carry.